What's up, YouTube and Facebook, and welcome back to Not Quite Mint. Sorry we're a little bit late. My BT decided to completely crash on me again, so I feel like I need to ring them up and give them a load of abuse. Anyway, we're here to discuss the keys of the week for tomorrow's new comic book day, which is the 25th of November, 2020. Shall we get into it, Rich?
I think that would be absolutely lovely, mate. Definitely.
Do it.
But yeah, as always, guys, if you are new to the channel, just want to obviously say a big thanks because we're like on our way to 300 subscribers. Obviously, we've got a big giveaway coming up at 500 subscribers. So go and check out that kind of pre-grading book video because we're going to send the book off to CGC that you guys have chose, and we'll obviously announce that sort of towards the end of the month, won't we, Tom? But
yeah, man.
Do make sure that you are subscribed so you can take part in those giveaways. Obviously, give us that thumbs up. We've also got a monthly giveaway going, haven't we, as well, where we've got like a couple of comics that we're obviously throwing together. And again, we'll obviously give those away at the end of the month as well. But yeah, we're here to do keys. This is our usual Tuesday show. Now, we're doing this live because we didn't have a chance to record it previously. We normally do this as a pre-record, don't we? But we thought we'd jump in like the old times and just go. If you're willing to spend 20 minutes, half an hour with us, whilst we tell you what to look for in the shops tomorrow, even if they're not open.
I think they are. Some of them are.
Yeah, they're doing click and collect at the Bin Planet in Birmingham. And yeah, so I think you can do click and collect with some of them, but yeah, it's like it's not quite the same, is it?
It's not quite mint.
It's not quite mint, indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a funny week. What's your overview of this week, mate? It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not that many like what I would consider a key. It's a lot of like, this is a hot series, this is worth picking up because it's going well. There's a lot of variant covers out this week, and I think as we discussed before we went live, there's a lot of these foil covers which we'll get into in a little bit. Which
we'll explain give the lowdown on that, won't we? But there are some notable comics that we'd like to obviously draw people's attention to. So I'll just bring those up and we'll work our way through those. So do you want to make a start on these, Tom?
Yeah. So we've got the DC Future State. There's an echo somewhere. Is that me? Sorry if there's an echo, guys.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, so there's the DC Nation presents the Future State. So this is kind of like a little one-shot. It's a 32-page promotional piece to give you an idea of what's going to be coming out in the Future State in the new year, which I actually had a look at today. And there's a hell of a lot of keys going on that first week of January. So get your orders in with your local comic shops now, guys. Definitely going to be worth it. And then we've got this Fantastic Four as well this week, which I think you've been reading. Have you, Rich? The Antithesis?
Antithesis. Yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, really. Obviously, this is, I believe, the final part of this 4-part series. It's been kind of taken completely out of like regular continuity because there's lots of big things happening obviously in the main Fantastic Four series at the moment. With like, we had the first appearance of the Helmsman, and there's like an opening of Galactic Gate and all sorts of things going on there. So it's like a bit of a thing, but this is a completely sort of self-contained story. Obviously, it may well have elements that may become obviously canon in the main sort of series. But yeah, it basically was based around the introduction of this sort of opposite sort of entity to Galactus. So who is Antithesis? So rather than destroying worlds, he kind of like sort of enslaves worlds almost. So this one's a key because Mr. Fantastic is due to turn into Mr. Galactic. So I don't quite know how that's going to play out. It was teased a little bit in the third issue, but yeah, it's a good one. I'm looking forward to it all wrapping up and obviously having a nice sort of self-contained story, really. So yeah, definitely worth checking out, especially if people like classic Fantastic Four. It's such a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it Neil Adams? No, it's not Neil Adams. He's the writer,
Neil Adams.
Neil Adams. Yeah. He's
so,
I read the first issue and I loved it. I just never picked up issue 2. I should really go back and pick it up.
It's old-fashioned, classic comic book writing. The art's like really good artwork in it, very detailed, very classic. You know, it's something that I've really enjoyed. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, mate. And also this week, we finally get the end to the X of Swords.
Then we should celebrate, shouldn't we? But we've got to read the bloody things as well. Because I've tried to get out of it as much as I can, haven't I, Tom? But you and Ben, you committed to your X-Men, and you really want us to do this tying up show on Thursday to end this bloody X of Swords thing.
I'm with you, mate. I feel like it's absolutely pointless doing it, but I'm in now. There's one to go. We might as well finish it. But if you want to see what our opinion is of X of Swords, then either come back on Thursday and watch us live with Ben Crampton discussing X of Swords, or don't, because it's not really worth it.
Yeah, we've done 4 separate videos, haven't we, so far? It's part 5 on Thursday.
No, this is part 6, I think, mate.
Is this part 6?
Yeah.
So I think I missed one. Did I miss one of it? I don't know. I literally don't even know.
There's only one positive video out of all of them.
There is one where we all kind of agreed, but we're all over the place with it, aren't we? So we are hoping, because we do get the final part in X of Swords Destruction. We do get, is it X-Men 16? I wanted to say it's X-Men 16 or 15.
Yeah.
As well. The X-Men books in general out of this run have been the better books, haven't they? So
and so the standalone ones as well.
The standalones like X of Swords ones have been decent as well. So we might have elements of positivity, but if you do want to go and watch the reviews that we've done so far, just to see the negativity and the roller coaster we've been on, obviously they are there, aren't they?
They are there for the world to see. But at least you get one video out of all 5 that have so far been up where we do talk quite positively about it.
Yeah, we try our best, don't we? We do try.
Do you want to cover this last one, or do you want me to cover it?
Yeah. This one, the final one that we've got as a notable is obviously this death metal Multiverse Who Laughs. If I'm honest, I don't know a fantastic a lot about this. This is one of those tie-ins to obviously the main death metal sort of series, which is kind of like on a bit of a turning point, because I think we've got 2 parts left, and I think we're finally getting to see how it may well play out now. But obviously we've got the Multiverse Who Laughs. I don't know how this is, because obviously the Batman Who Laughs isn't technically a thing at the moment, because he's the Darkest Knight, who's this now like god-powered thing going up against Perpetua. So I'm not sure quite how this is going to tie into all of that, unless this is, like a bit like we saw with the Lobo one, with the Infinite Hours Max or whatever it was.
Good book.
Infinite Extreme, I think it was, wasn't it? Sorry. Whether this one is going to be like that, but maybe be Batman Who Laughs centric in his own universe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll read it, because we've read all of the tie-ins, haven't we? So.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's one of those ones. If you're following death metal, all the tie-ins have been must-reads, I think, haven't they? So.
Oh, I would agree. I think that one with Captain Carrot is exceptional.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one myself. So Captain Carrot, I want his first appearance, like without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm definitely going to go on the hunt for that after Christmas.
Hidden character, mate, that you didn't know you wanted.
That's it, It's just it's a bit like Howard the Duck, isn't it? And like all those types of characters, a little bit zany, a little bit oddball, but still a cool character. It's like,
If my friend David Bales is watching this, I don't think he does tend to watch these things. But if he was watching this, he made me watch Howard the Duck the movie and told me how much he loved that movie, and I thought it was terrible.
It's a very obvious.
It's acquired.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very abstract. I mean, I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I liked it because it was a grown-up film for me to watch at the age I was. But yeah, it was very of the age. I think it came out around about the same time when Gremlins was big and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's weird and very grown up. So yeah, it's one of those funny ones. But yeah, definitely. There you go. See, Ben's agreeing. Hi, Greyman as well, and hey, Perpetual. Thanks for coming in. We got, but yeah. Yeah, Ben's saying there, novelty characters give him life, as we would expect. So looking forward to seeing you, Ben, on Thursday, mate.
Richard said Condiment King.
Yeah, so actual bat villains. Yeah, that's it.
Man.
I
think I remember Condiment King for some reason.
I don't think I can either, but we're going to have to look him up, aren't we? There you go. Hashtag Duct Tits, never forget.
That's awful.
So, shall we get into the highlights of this week? Shall we move on? So those are our notables. So again, thanks. And if they tickle your fancy, definitely do it. One thing I will say about the DC Future State one is that it's definitely worthwhile picking up. And there is a blue border and a black border apparently. So the black border is the rarer one. So it's a bit like a secret variant. So if you do get the option of asking your comic shop, have you got the black border? They'll probably want to charge you for it, even though it's supposed to be free. But it's worthwhile going to be checking out because that'll be the one to have because it is a preview, albeit of previewing obviously all these first appearances, as Tom's already said. So
yeah, man, so many first appearances.
Keep your eyes open, kids. Right. So next one and first sort of highlight is this book, which is The Other History of the DC Universe. Do you want to talk a little bit about this one, mate?
Yeah, so this is actually written by John Riley, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah. So it's written by John Riley, who did 12 Years a Slave, and it's just going to be covering the kind of DC universe from a slightly different angle, from a different kind of historical angle, and it's going to go through. Let me see if I've got my notes out. History through prism of DC superheroes who come from a traditional, distinguished groups. So, like, I'm guessing this is going to be like. Your ethnic minority backgrounds and stuff like that.
Anything, and that's right. And Marvel has done a similar one, and I think there was some kind of it was like a bit of a sort of like a minorities or a Black History Month type of play that they're doing, and because Marvel are doing one, I think it's called. Marvel Voices, which is to do with indigenous populations and things like that. They've done the have you seen like the Native American artwork?
I think I have. Yeah, they're really cool.
By Viregi, I think his name is. But yeah, so they're really, really cool. Similar thing that obviously DC are doing in, obviously because of this, obviously everything that's going on. And yeah, he's focusing on those like minority minority ethnic community superheroes within the DC universe.
Yeah, the word I couldn't read in my my notes is disenfranchised. So groups that haven't been at the forefront before. That's what they're doing. They're taking their history of DC, but from a different angle, so you can see where they were during certain historical events throughout DC.
Cool. That would be really cool. It's one that I've got on my pull list, and that's because. This is one of there's the standard cover, but I do believe there is also one of these local comic book day store variants as well, which has like
silver cover,
like a sort of silvery foil thing. And there are a number of other local comic book day variants that you should keep your eyes open. So I think Invincible's been reprinted with a gold foil cover. There's like Lumberjanes is one of them. Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers are both getting them, one of which is a Peach Momoko one, and the other one's a Going Montez cover. Again, foil covers. And what's the other one I'm excited about?
Something's Killing the Children.
Something Killing the Children is being reprinted. That's one that I'm definitely going to pick up because I've got issue 2 of Something Killing the Children as a first print, but I haven't got the first print, the first issue, so that's going to kickstart There's Something Killing the Children.
Such a good series, mate. Such a good series.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy the trades as well, but just from a single issue point of view, it's going to be cool. So do keep your eyes open for those like sort of foil variants as well that are coming out in shops tomorrow as well.
Awesome.
So we'll move on to the next one if you want, mate. So
let's do it.
Next one, I think, we're going to do this one, aren't we, mate? And you probably know more about this one than I do. So
I was reading Red Hood, and I kind of jumped off it. I don't even know I think I might have missed a couple of issues during the Joker Wars, so I'm not really up to date to where it is. But this is apparently the first appearance of Tommy Max and his new gang of villainous kind of, you know, vicious villains that are going around murdering people and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think this is worth picking up because I've read the next issue, like the synopsis for the next issue and the following one on. Like I said today, I had a look at what's coming out for the next few months, and this Tommy Max is going to be quite a big character in the Red Hood and the Outlaws going forward. So definitely worth picking this one up if you want his first appearance. But I think it's going to be a good jumping on point. I think it's kind of a start of a new story arc as well, which is cool. Awesome. And the artwork is by my mate Dan Mora.
Oh, you love Dan Mora,
artwork.
don't you? Yeah, I mean, he's Dan Mora, absolute artwork's just phenomenal, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
So it's exclusive to DC for the time being as well, isn't he? So he's a busy boy, finally getting some recognition.
Absolutely, mate. So if you've got any Dan Mora artwork out there, get it, you know, stash it away somewhere because he's going to be big.
Yeah, definitely going to be big. Yeah, get that, especially his earlier work and stuff like that. Because didn't he come to your attention through the Power Rangers and stuff like that?
He did, yeah. I come across Dan during his stuff on Power Rangers, but actually, similar to how I stumbled across Jack Lawrence, it was through kind of like looking at people's sketch covers. And Dan did this amazing sketch cover of an Optimus Prime, which is how I actually discovered him. So yeah. Cool, man. Just and a really cool guy to talk to.
Happy days. So now then, next one. This one's a bit of an interesting one. I don't know a great deal about this one, I'll be honest. It's Power Pack issue 1. It's tying in with all these sort of like new sort of like Marvel like youngster characters like that they're bringing through, obviously linked to the sort of like the outlawed arc that's going through Champions and Miles Morales and all of that kind of stuff. This one, it's whilst it's not the first time obviously we've seen Power Pack, I do believe this one has got a first appearance of a character called Agent Ether. Is that correct?
That's it. Yeah, Agent Ether.
And again, I don't know how, with it being the first issue, not really understanding how that's going to happen. I don't know how big a first appearance that is going to be, but it's in a Marvel book with obviously linked to obviously all these young characters, which we know are going to explode into Disney Plus and all the rest of it. So definitely probably one to keep your eye on, I would suggest.
That's it, isn't it? Like any new young cute character is going to end up in some kind of animated TV show or something on the old Disney Plus. But am I right in thinking that this is illustrated by Ryan Stegman, this series?
I think,
or is it just this cover?
He's definitely got some kind of involvement somewhere. Again, I don't know a great fantastic deal about the book, but yeah, it is a Stegman cover, isn't it? So
it is definitely a Stegman cover. And I know I got that one right, but I wasn't sure if he was actually involved in the actual book itself.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm reading the names there. We've got Ryan North, Nico Leon, and Rochelle Rosenberg, who is a creative team I am not familiar with, I'll be honest. So it's going to be an interesting one to see.
Definitely give it a bash.
Yeah, it's new Marvel, isn't it? So definitely worth a go.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely, Bob.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's mentioned anything. Oh yeah, we've got JP's just popped in as well. How are you doing, JP? So we've got a whole gang in here. This is pretty good, guys. So thanks ever so much for popping in.
I'll have to go live more often on a Tuesday.
I know, yeah. What is it? Is it just the time? I just don't know what it is. Right then. So next one. I'm looking forward to this one. What about you?
Indeed. Yes, I was just going to say. I was just wondering which one you was going to do.
Different one and just like
you threw me off, mate, completely.
So have you? I'm assuming you read the first one.
Oh, mate, yeah. Loved it. I just love what Sean Murphy is doing with the Black Label White Knight stuff. I think he's great. I think. I can't say good enough about it. And there's a panel in the first book where Harley Quinn's walking down the road with her 2 hyenas. It was epic, mate. I'm looking forward to this one for sure.
Is this? Am I right in saying it's written and illustrated by Sean Murphy? Is that?
It is, mate.
Right? Yeah. So he's. I know I've got obviously yourself to thank for being introduced to obviously the White Knight universe effectively that Sean Murphy's doing, because you gave me the trade of the first sort of volume, if you like, and I read that whilst I was on my honeymoon in New York, which I think was a really apt place to be reading this kind of a book. So
Yeah.
it was fantastic. It's one of my favorite iterations of sort of like, you know, the Batman universe. I like the different kind of tilt that it has on the classic sort of story. But this is obviously this is a proper key issue, isn't it? Because it's got a first appearance of the villain in this sort of story, which is a female villain called the Starlet, I do believe, isn't it?
It is, yeah, Starlet.
And it's very like kind of like, I don't know, like crime noir type of feel to it. Like, you know, sort of like it has that like black and white, old school, almost like 20s, 30s kind of feel to it, like detective kind of like feel. It's just really, really immersive, isn't it? The artwork and everything.
Yeah, I think it just draws you in, doesn't it? Like it's not. It's almost without kind of referencing Japanese anime slightly or Japanese manga is. American comics tend to be written for you to read, like they're a novel to read, whereas Japanese comics tend to be drawn to draw you in emotionally, and they're more about the artwork. I find Sean Murphy's way of doing artwork really draws you in, like completely draws you in, so you're kind of like completely immersed in the whole thing. And I agree with you, like this whole noir, however you say it. No, that's it. What you said.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah.
Kind of just draws you in. It's kind of like you said. It's that kind of detective kind of mystery thing. And I like that Harley's going down the road of being a good guy, but still got a bit of an edge to her. I do think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just love that like world that's like been created. Rich Williams saying there that this was actually written. It's written by Katana Collins. So
okay.
whilst the covers and art is Sean Murphy, so it's in the world he's created, but we've actually got a different writer on this one. So that's really cool, because I wouldn't have said that, because it feels the same as the previous two for me. So that's like testament to itself. But yeah, excellent. It's a proper first appearance as well, guys. Yep. So I could not.
Apparently, this is the stock variant. This the card stock variant. The villain is on this cover.
Yeah. So the little in the shadows at the back, you can see that like sort of I don't know, diagonal wavy line there. That is Starlet. So this is the first cover appearance of her as well. So it's I would go for cover B if you're on speculation, but cover A is great anyway. So yeah, definitely do that. And we got is Murphy's wife co-write the question? Well, I don't know.
I think that's what Rich has just said. Yeah.
That. So what a creative team. That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing whether Donny Cates and Hutchinson, his wife Hutchinson,
Megan Hutchinson,
do something together.
They've got to. I mean, like you've got that Homesick Pilots cover, haven't you? That you've got.
So cool.
It's got all of the graffiti on the brick wall behind your main characters. That was graffiti by Donny Cates, wasn't it? So. Yeah. It's such a cool cover. Really looking forward to getting hold of one of those myself. So awesome. Happy days. So pick of the week time, mate.
Let's do it. I am ready for this.
We haven't got any more now.
Well, actually, we might want to just mention that there is a key that we didn't manage to put into our overlays because it didn't get dropped until literally the moment we went live. And that is Suicide Squad issue 11 has got a first appearance or a first team appearance of the Revolutionaries. And a new debut of a black racer suit. So that one might be worth picking up tomorrow because it literally went kind of hot just as we went live. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Was it I want to say, was it Deadshot's daughter?
Yeah, that happened the day after we went live.
Yeah, that was like, it wasn't until the book came out and people read it, and it took people a bit by surprise. So it'll be a similar one there. It'll keep your eye open for Suicide Squad 11. So, final pick of the week, and it is an independent title. So peculiar for us because we normally stick with the big guns, don't we? But we are getting more and more into our independence at the moment, aren't we, Tom? So, you know, it's thanks to people like, you know, we've got people like Scott Shelf, we've got Perpetual. There's lots of people who are talking to us who are saying, "Oh, check this out." Like, I checked out Sea of Sorrows.
I've still got to read that. That's on my list of ones to read, but a lot of people have said how good it is.
It's so very. It's actually not as dark as I expected, but it really did make me excited because it's just something very. I just felt really, really different to what I've seen in comic books before. So
Yeah.
It's like last week there was another one that I didn't manage to pick up in Independence, and I think it was called something like The Girl Who Walks Alone at Night, and it's an Iranian vampire one, and that's like shot off as well.
I think I've got that one on my Kindle ready to read.
Yeah, but that's based on an Iranian like horror film. And again, it came out last week, and I saw it, or I'd read about it, but it just didn't stick in my head to get. But I normally do get like independent number one, and I wish I would have picked it up. So you're right, Rags. There you go, the dog's there. But so that But there's another one, isn't there? The Monsters Walk Among Us or something like that.
I think you're talking to Perpetual about that on Instagram.
That's one of the ones that I wouldn't necessarily say it's as, I don't know if it's going to be as much of a key as what I think this one will be in terms of like long-term stuff, but that's probably one of the books that I'm most excited about reading again, but I don't know enough about it again to sort of go.
Yeah, I Walk with Monsters. Is that right? Is that what it's called?
I Walk with Monsters. That's it. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Kaiju Score. Back to the point.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, mate, but I have been a fan of giant monsters and robots and things for years. And then when they did Pacific Rim, my brain exploded. So I've been waiting for someone to do some kind of book about kind of giant kaijus and Godzilla kind of type characters. So this is Aftershock's kind of take on that. And it's basically a series about giant monsters and how they're going to deal with it. It is. Oh no, I've got it written down here. It is written by James Patrick, and the illustration is by Rem Boo.
Yeah. I've heard I think they, and somebody might be able to help in the chat. Actually, I think they've written something that's been quite popular previously as well, possibly. But I'm not. Again, like being quite new to the world of indies and stuff like that, I'm not familiar with them. But James Patrick, I know people have been talking about that. But yeah, again, the other thing with this one from a speculation point of view, I believe that Sony Pictures have signed a deal as well for some kind of like putting it into some attempted development. So you mentioned things like Pacific Rim. It is that kind of thing that people love to see that on the big screen, but this is a bit different because it sounds like it's again got a bit of a detective whodunit kind of mystery behind the back of it as well. Like so again, just a proper good mashup of different genres. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And like you said, it has been picked up by Sony, but I think is it Escape Artists that the production company are taking it on?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think the thing I'd read, it was like something to do with Sony. And then probably like the production company more than likely is somebody different. But yeah, so it's an exciting one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those ones that went completely underneath my radar, and then I think we mentioned it, or someone mentioned it to us across the community, and I was like, actually, yeah, I'm excited for this. Now I know a bit more about it, and I love giant robots. Well, not giant robots. I love giant monsters. I mean, I'm game. I think I think the artist is the same artist from the Big Girls. Big Girls that I like.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I think he's the same artist.
I was a bit iffy with the story on Big Girls, but it had too many immediate like plot faults to me. That one did, but the art was great on it. So yeah, but yeah, it is. I've just checked. Obviously, over on it is Sony's required the film rights to this, and it's Escape Artists who are producing it. So it's like I say, it's sort of. You're right. As with anything, people snap up the rights, and then they normally give it to a production company to see if they can explore the whole thing. So
I've just spotted GP's. Never let Michael Bay near anything. He completely ruined my favourite franchise.
Oh mate, that's so good. And you stick to the animated classics on.
Oh mate. Transformer movies, they're not a thing, are they? There's no such thing as Transformer movies. I love that. I read an article, or actually, I think someone might have told me this, and then I read it. But basically, Michael Bay offered the position of Mark Wahlberg's character to Dwayne Johnson, and he went, "No, not even I could save this franchise." It's like, if he doesn't want to do the job, maybe you shouldn't be doing it.
That's terrible, isn't it? How bad is that? That's really,
but Dwayne's been in some really shit films.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that does, like, it's a bit of a. I mean, he's been in some great films.
Oh yeah,
as well, and I'm a big fan of obviously Dwayne, but yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. It's yeah, the drama ball and all that. Yeah, but definitely, mate. Very looking forward to this. And again, I think next week we've got quite a few more bigger keys coming out, haven't we? But
yes.
We'll obviously save that for this time next week. But other than that, as I say, guys, do make sure you check out some of our other videos. We are running a giveaway for some comics next month. I think we're going to start a slightly different giveaway format, aren't we? Which we'll obviously talk about when we get, well, if we are allowed to get together at the end of lockdown and have this. We will do something, whether we're together or whether we just do a live broadcast. But we'll talk people through obviously our the giveaway stuff that we've got obviously planned for our regular monthly giveaway starting next month. But hopefully we'll be through lockdown. We'll be on our way to happy Christmases, celebrating together, and all the rest of it. So yeah, there you go. Perpetual saying the Gallagher variant of Kaiju scores.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It is cool.
But yeah, it's I had a chat to Forbidden Planet today, and they're saving me a couple of these for me, so definitely keeping an eye open. But anyway, definitely. It's obviously to reach out to all the people in the chat who've been hanging out with us. Thanks ever so much.
Yeah.
Well. It's been really cool to see people obviously involved in that. Really happy. And apart from that, obviously do subscribe if you haven't done already. Give us that thumbs up. Always a massive help to the channel. And I will obviously just say take care and see you next week.
Yeah, I'm going to say make sure you're following us on all the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We are live on all of it, and we are very active. If you're not going over to Not Quite Mint Comics to check out what I've got on for sale, then you definitely should, because I've got some really cool stuff coming out. And then I'm just going to finally say stay safe, stay sexy. See you.